Let's do a walkthrough of how to start your working drawings for your miniature train project. And in this, we're going to also start off with creating an exploded view of our miniature train assembly. So one thing is wherever your miniature train assembly is, make sure you double click and open that. Don't insert that into the current design. We actually want to edit this particular one. I'm going to go ahead and close the data panel. Now, one of the things I'm going to also encourage you to do is in your modeling process, you may or may not have changed the physical material on these parts. So there's an easy way, now that you have all the parts in one place, you can actually notice that over here in the browser, you can actually do a little edit in place. So like for the train body, I'm going to click on the little pencil icon. And when I do that, this may pop up a little menu that says, that you understand that you're making some changes to this one. It's also going to change the original. Let's go ahead and say okay, and then this is going to allow me to do that. If you notice, the train body is the only thing that's solid, and the rest of this stuff is grayed out. So if I go up here to modify, I can actually go down to physical material. And in this case, what we're going to end up doing is I'm going to go to the plastic folder, and I'm going to grab the ABS plastic and drop it on top of the train. You notice how it changes the appearance. And I'll go ahead and select close, and I'm going to finish edit in place. And that's going to go ahead and do that. Now, keep in mind, you can always add an appearance. So like, for example, if I edit the train body again, I can go into appearance. And if I wanted to add, like, for example, let's say a black paint or something like that, I can always apply that. The black paint is going to be what gets carried over. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the edit in place. And in that way, you can kind of see what changes. But you can make the edits and everything. As soon as you hit the save button, after you do all that, you'll notice that it's going to tell you that you're saving two designs. You're just going to go ahead and select OK. And that's going to go ahead and save the changes in the original file as well. So at this point, I'm going to pause the video, go ahead and go through all of your components. So again, like the wheel, since there's 4 of those, you just have to do 1. So when you edit those and you do a modification to a physical material, you can go ahead and grab that ABS plastic, drop it on that. You're going to see all the other wheels are going to change. And then the same thing here too, is if we want to go ahead and, maybe choose a little different color, then we can do that. Okay. So I can go ahead and go to modify, go to appearance, and I'm actually going to duplicate this yellow. So I'm going to drag and drop it on, and that actually looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and stick with that to be kind of my colors there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit close. When I finish the edit in place, you're going to see it's going to update all 4 of those. So just make sure as you go through and check your browser, just make sure that you're hitting all those. So again, ABS plastic, and then of course the colors are of your choosing. So we'll come back here in a second and we'll see all that changed. All right, I have all my parts changed over on the physical material to ABS plastic and the color. Please make sure to save, that way you get the most updated version on your file. But I'm going to go ahead and change from design over to animation. So this is going to be where we're going to do an exploded view. We're changing our workspace to make that happen. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to click on transform components. And I'm just going to show you an example. I'm going to pick like the stack here, and it's going to be very similar to how we move components around when we bring them into an assembly. So I'm actually going to go ahead and grab the arrows and drag up and make sure the trail line visibility is highlighted there. So I'm going to bring that up, and then I'm just going to go ahead and pick the next part, which is going to be the cow catcher. I'm going to go ahead and drag it out. Again, make sure trail line visibility stays on. And I can do multiple components. Like here on the side, I'm actually going to zoom in and grab these 2 linkage pegs. Hold Control or Command, and then I can go ahead and grab both of these components. There we go. Both will highlight. And I can go ahead and drag these out. I'll do about 6 inches, I think, on the offset there. I'm going to grab the linkage arm. Go ahead and drag it out. You want it to be close, but you don't want them to be overlapping on some of those. I'm going to go ahead and grab the 2 axle pegs next. So again, if you miss one, go back, just grab the other one. Hold that command or that control key. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out like so. And then the wheels will be next. And the goal here is we want to leave a good amount of room to where there's nothing overlapping. And I'm just going to go ahead and make sure the trail lines are turned on there too. I'm going to select OK. So I want to make sure that none of the objects are kind of covering each other up. And I just want to kind of pull them out. So I'm going to repeat this. I'm going to pause for a second and then kind of get everything set up. You're going to repeat the same process for the other side and for the two components on the back, the hitch magnet and the hitch peg. And then we'll take a look and see what we can do once we have all this finished. All right, we have all the parts exploded. Again, we just want to make sure that all these parts are not covering each other up, but yet we want to keep them close together also, so then that way that it fits onto a drawing sheet really well. So I'm going to go ahead and now make sure I hit the save button. I'm going to go ahead and just say OK to save the version. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to move back to the design workspace. You're going to see the train's going to all come back together. And then if I change to animation, you'll see this is where it's all going to be exploded. So that's the kind of stuff there that we can kind of work with. I'm going to go ahead and go back to design here. What we're going to do now is switch from design and go over to drawing. And then I'm going to choose from design. From here, I'm going to go ahead and on the template, I'm going to choose IED title block B if I need to browse for it. You can always pick the project from the left side. Make sure you're on the main level. Go into the resources folder, go into the title blocks folder, grab IED title block B, and hit select. And that'll put that title block in there, and I can go ahead and say OK. So it'll take a second for it to load into the drawing workspace. But here's what's going to happen is we're going to do a title sheet to start off. So I'm actually going to go ahead and change the orientation to a northeast isometric. I want to make sure that it's shaded, and I want to go ahead and do a 1-to-1 scale, so that way it kind of fits right here in the middle of the page. The other thing too before we hit OK is on the tangent edges, we want to make sure to choose full length and then say OK. And then that way we'll get a realistic rendering of our train. I'm going to go up and grab the text tool. I'm going to drag like a little text box here, and we're just going to go ahead and put in miniature train design. I'm going to select all that text, change the height to 0.75, and then bold it. And I'm just going to hit close, and then we can go ahead and select our text box. I can drag the arrow out just a little bit until I get it all on one line. And then I can go ahead and drag and drop and place that right onto the sheet. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the text box down here, except for we're just going to put in designed by, and then your name will go into this spot. But same kind of scenario, I'll select all that text. The text height is going to be 0.5. Bolded, and I'm going to hit close, and again we're just going to drop and kind of center this in the page here and get the title sheet kind of arranged. All right, so this right here gives us our title sheet down in the bottom left corner. I'm going to go ahead and see there's actually a sheet. Sheet 1 is here, and then I'm going to click the big plus sign to add a new sheet, and I'm going to go ahead and click on base view. Under the menu under representation, I'm going to click the little drop down and choose storyboard 1. This is our exploded view. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a shaded option. We'll probably do about a 3-to-4 scale. So it's probably going to work for us depending on how big a space you kind of moved your parts out with. Make sure the tangent edges are selected for full length. I'm going to click to place that exploded view and say OK. And there's going to be that exploded view. I'm going to do another base view. This time I'm going to do a northeast isometric, probably at a 1-to-2 scale. We're going to go ahead and shade it. I'm just going to place an assembled view of the train up here for this case. If we need to have the tangent edges turned on, you can always double click on that. That looks a little better. That way we can see our train. The last little portion here, I may have to move this up just a tiny bit, but I'm going to go up to tables and I'm going to choose parts list. Then I'm going to select my exploded view. I'm going to drop this table down in the bottom right hand corner on the title block right there. So right now, here's what you're going to see. As soon as you do that, it's going to add balloons to it. We might have to adjust some of these balloons. So like the number 6 is kind of running out of my border here. I'm going to select the balloon, and there's a little gray dot that'll appear. I'm going to drag that and kind of move that here, and then just make sure I can also do the same thing with some of the arrows. So I might go ahead and make sure that all these arrows and these balloons are close to the parts, but also like number 2 on the wheel, I want to make sure the arrow is pointing to the outside edge. So then that way it's kind of noted out. We don't want to run these balloons through any parts. Same thing on number 5. It's kind of running into the table. Let's drag it in a little closer. Same thing on number 8. Let's make sure it's a little closer to our hitch magnet. And I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop it just a little bit closer and rearrange that. Same thing with our hitch peg. And number 7 is really out here in left field. So we're just going to go ahead and add this over. All right, so we should have 9 parts ballooned on your particular drawing. And then here, we're going to turn our attention to the parts list. If I double click on the parts list, I'm just going to change the direction from up to down. And then you can see that all the items, quantity, the part number, or the part name. So you'll see here's the part names too. I'm going to uncheck that though, but part number looks pretty good. And then the material should all say ABS plastic. If not, we need to go back into that original file and just make those updates. So right now, this is going to end our video and just getting started on the working drawings. All the drawings after this are going to be added on through this particular option. So in future videos, we'll show you how to add those drawings and then be able to get a finalized working drawing sheet set for our miniature train project.